There are dozens of Republicans that are now endorsing Kamala Harris. And they say it's because they're honestly scared of democracy. Like, if Trump runs again and wins, I feel like our entire country is going to fall apart, and so do they, apparently. With Kamala Harris now being the presidential candidate, there's going to be a lot more women voting, younger people in general, and black people to vote, and that's going to increase in her favor, basically, and hopefully save democracy. She has a 1-point edge nationally, which is 4% or 4 more points higher than Biden had, which is amazing. The percentage of Democrats who said that they were going to vote rather than are voting now has gone up significantly as well, so a lot more Democrats are going to be voting for Kamala rather than just not voting at all for when Biden was running. So I'm going to read a little excerpt here. On Sunday, the Harris for President campaign announced Republicans for Harris, a program designed to further outreach efforts to the millions of Republican voters who continued to reject the chaos, division, and violence of Donald Trump. So it seems that even Republicans who did vote for Donald Trump before, or who were even on his side, are no longer agreeing with what he's saying, which I don't understand how you were even agreeing with him in the first place. In my opinion, our democracy should be about our citizens, our people, our government, and what we stand for wholeheartedly. And how Donald Trump kind of portrays that is wrong, in my opinion. I don't think he is an actual patriotic man. I think he has a huge ego, and I think he cares more about feelings and looks than actual democracy and what it means to be an American. Along with the Republicans now endorsing Kamala, it says that the Harris campaign also included dozens of prominent current or former Republican figures, some of which now identify with a different party, who have already endorsed the vice president. One being Stephanie Grissom, I think is her name. She was like a former Republican under Trump. So a lot of the Republicans who did endorse Trump before, a couple years ago, are now endorsing Kamala. And this has happened once before in our history, just on the opposite side. So in 1972, when Nixon ran for president, he was running as a Republican, right? But there was that whole big movement that Democrats for Nixon, Democrats were voting for him because they didn't like their Democratic nominee, so they're just like, no, we're voting for the other guy. And apparently we're seeing that in real time now with Kamala Harris and Donald Trump. People who were under Donald Trump before, just in general, like following him or agreeing with him or actually endorsed him, now are on the other side and they're being like, our guy is a piece of shit. This person's a lot better. Also, like 20 fucking years younger. Hello. Use your brain. We need to have an age limit too, that's a whole nother thing. But yeah, I don't know, I'm kind of excited for this election in November.